I figured this was just a better option. Ow. Alright guys, so as you know, the Stellar Blade PC port came out yesterday along with the Nikke DLC. Now if you want to watch me fail spectacularly at some of the Nikke missions, go ahead and go watch my live stream from last night. It's hilarious because I failed so hard at it. All I can say is the mission that gave me the most trouble was having to protect Lily. I don't know why that one gave me so much trouble, but it did. But anyway, I did want to go over the success of this game. This is an article by The Gamer. It says Stellar Blade has already outperformed every other PlayStation PC port in less than 24 hours. Now, I am not surprised by this. Now, if you go on over to the Steam charts here, you can see here it peaked at 183,000 roughly. Give or take 183,830. In fact, I'm going to refresh it now and see if okay. And there's still some people playing it right now as I'm recording this. Now I expect it to go up this weekend potentially, but this is doing pretty good. Does not surprise me in the least. Now let's go ahead and continue on with this article. It says Stellar Blade is finally available on PC, and it looks a lot like if you have felt every second of the year and bit long wait since it launched exclusively on PS5. The shipped up game hasn't been available on Steam for 24 hours, and it has already outperformed every single PlayStation PC port. We already talked about that. At 1 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 hours after the port launched, 99,980 players were playing Stellar Blade on Steam at the same time. According to SteamDB, that number has been sustained for 4 hours and counting. At the time of typing this, there are currently more than 98,000 of you still playing. The game will almost certainly sail past 100,000 concurrent players later this week, which is kind of what I was saying this weekend. I mean, and it's already done that, according to them, like, yeah, if you look, it's already done that. And like I said, I expect it to go up this weekend. Let's see, we're just shy of one. Yeah, they're going into a bunch more. Oh, here, actually, no, let's read this because we're kind of comparing it. So we're just shy of 100,000 players. Stellar Blade has taken just 7 hours to surpass every other PlayStation port's peak player count. Ghost of Tsushima was the previous record holder, not surprising, topping at 77,000 players. God of War also did pretty well, maxing out at 73,000, and right behind it was Marvel Spider-Man with 66,000. I would have expected that one to get a little more. I'm a little surprised, but then again, there's reasons why I'm not surprised. Let's see. Finally, a PlayStation PC port that people actually seem to like. Well, we've been saying this. You remember when Stellar Blade was first announced and they were advertising it and they were promoting it. There was huge back and forth between like those that didn't want this kind of stuff in their game and those of us that were tired of all the alternatives and wanted something. Games like The Last of Us is remastered sequel, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and both of the Horizon games don't even come close to hitting the highs. Now, I will say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth surprises me with how it didn't do as well. I really enjoyed that game. But anyway, let's continue. And both of the Horizon games don't even come close to hitting the highs that Stellar Blade is hitting as you read this, all of them failing to bring in 50,000 players at once, let alone 100,000. Honestly, I mean, it's not only does the game give us the aesthetics we've been looking for a long time that the game industry would not give us, but it also has great gameplay mechanics. The combat is smooth and it's great and it's satisfying. I'm not gonna. Okay, actually, no. We'll go ahead and finish it. So while most of Stellar Blade's Steam reviews are applauding shift up for how smooth the gameplay runs, like I just said, and how good it looks on PC, there are a few sprinkled in there from players who only seem to like the game because of how much they like it. Here we go. If you get what I mean. If you don't get what I mean, go read a few other reviews. You won't have to scroll for long. So this was a pretty good article up until this point. Now it just feels like they're whining again. I could be wrong, but that's just what it seems like to me. Speaking of, now that the full version of Stellar Blade is on PC, it's only a matter of time before the mods follow it. I've already done a video talking about that. People are already complaining. It is what it is. The port got a demo before its full launch, and that was imbued with raunchy mods within 72 hours of release. Yeah, I know. I talked about that, and they were refueling. So let me just comment on that. For one, I don't understand why it's such a problem to like Eve. She has already become an iconic character next to people like, not people, but characters. Got to differentiate that fictional characters are not real people. I can't say that enough. But anyway, she's already standing strong next to the likes of 2B, Bayonetta, Tifa, in my opinion, all those iconic characters that people like. I don't understand why this has been such a long debate about female characters being attractive. We are attracted to what we are attracted to. We like eye candy. We like what's good on the eyes. Why is that a problem? I don't understand why everyone's got to turn that into a problem. It boggles my mind that just because you have a game with an attractive female character that might be a little scantily clad, whatever, why is that a problem? It makes no sense. If you don't like it, fine, don't play it. Isn't that what the other side always says? If you don't like it, then don't pick it up. And then we don't, and then they complain we didn't. But that's a whole nother rant for a whole nother time. But anyway, I'm really excited that the game is doing well. I always thought that it would, even when it launched on PlayStation 5. I know that the other side of the aisle tried so hard to write hit pieces on this when it first came out on PS5, and they tried to make it fail, and the players pushed through because Shift Up gives us what we want. They make the games that we want to play. So anyway, that's all I got for today's video. If you did enjoy this video, please consider a like. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this, please consider giving me a sub. All right, peace out, guys.